Greetings, fellow star travelers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris First Contact, Episode 10, Utopian Abundance. So here's the fight for this system. Shouldn't be too hard to do. They're outnumbered considerably. And poof. After the last of the aggressors in Polaris fell, our ships completed a final scan of the system before heading back to port and discovered something curious. On the world of Polaris 2, heavy metals are arranged in artificial structures on our sensors. Interestingly, only one of the formations appears to be floating on the planetary ocean, while the rest are below the surface. We suspect this as evidence of alien life. So there's an archaeology site there to excavate. Some of the other things that we could consider is next. It'll take longer, but eventually we can renegotiate the agreement with the Gox. That will be in 17 months. So the Gox, for reference, they are militaristic xenophiles. So the question for you all is, should we specialize the Gox? So, no. Yes, bulwark. Yes, mining. Or I guess I'll just call it mining, science, and military. So what do you guys think?
Technology discovered.
We now have the ability to make an embassy. I'm going to want to get that ASAP. So Yardari Prime, instead of, let's remove the Autochthonic Monument and put in a diplomatic embassy. Get more envoys. Except for it's not an option. Oh, it's not an affordable option because I don't have any crystals. Noted. I need to get crystal mining, and I'm currently researching it. So we'll get that soon. So any untapped crystal mines, I'll have ships in orbit around the mining points so that I can exploit that resource the minute it is unlocked. Which, unfortunately for me, is only one spot. I have so much Zro potential if I ever get Zro distillation. I have 2... 6, 9, 12, 17's row spots for a materialistic nation. That's just silly. Straight up silly. Makes no sense at all. Would sonic theory help with science? So sonic theory, which I keep passing up, would help with empire size versus pop. But it leads down a line that I don't care to go down, I guess is the simple answer. The more you invest in psionics, the more you're going to get sonic storyline and opportunities, which I don't want to exploit or even use. Alright, moat harvesting is definitely something we want. And then maybe admin park? Or gene mod? Yeah, I'll do gene mods. We did unlock the ability to modify our own genome. So I could ditch these traits, but I'm going to wait until we get more points because it's a costly project to genetically engineer ourselves. So best to do it as few times as possible.
Ships upgraded.
Veto power, I support that.
Technology discovered.
Crystal mining, good. Just got crystal mining. What do I want? Mineral purification plants for sure. Now that I have a mineral-specific planet. And FI31D, thank you for the resub. So with the ability to exploit rare crystals, that will allow me to set up an embassy. So what I could do in the meantime is just like buy bulk crystals to be able to forward the embassy now, and then I'll work on having crystal income. So let's go ahead and get that embassy going. And Curasisto, thank you for the resub as well. It seems to me like having them be a bulwark is what you guys are going for, so I'm going to resolve that because we have a new tradition to unlock. So let me make sure that my new tradition list is correct. Adaptability, diplomacy, domination, harmony, mercantile, politics, prosperity, subterfuge, unyielding, and then the cybernetics, genetics, sonics, and synthetics are all locked to me, and I'm not going to get them anytime soon. So yes, this is correct. So the jumbo list of new traditions is up top. 2.5 minutes to vote on them. So if you wanted me to focus on the galactic community, politics would be probably the right choice. If you wanted me to vassalize more people, domination would be the right choice. If you wanted to improve the economy, mercantile or prosperity would be the choice for that between trade price and mining. Harmony would help to improve our own colonies. And then unyielding if you think I'm going to get attacked by a superior military force and need to defend my borders. Oh, and don't vote for supremacy. That shouldn't be on the list because we already got that. That was the last one.
Ships upgraded.
Alright, I'm going to call this early. Prosperity is overwhelmingly the most popular option here. So prosperity initially gives our mining station output increase. The finishing effect is an additional ascension perk, and also resource from jobs go up. And adopting it will give me the mining station. And then it has building upkeep reduction, district upkeep reduction, specialist pop resource output increase, which is probably what I'm going to go for first. Upkeep from jobs reduction, buildings and districts cost reduce and speed increase, and then city districts offer more housing. So this one is the creative collectives is really nice for more specialist pop output.
Construction complete.
So specialists would be someone in these roles, which would be researchers, entertainers, culture workers, metallurgists, artisans, stuff like that. So that's really nice to have that output increased. And also, we got Polaris. So Polaris has some sort of archaeology site, which I'm going to excavate. And then I'm also going to terraform Polaris 2 to a savannah world so that we can colonize it and then tap all of its resources. The other thing I'm going to be able to do now that my science ships are getting freed up is I can start building hyper relays. Now, the hyper relays that I have, it's going to be a little expensive because I don't have a lot of rare crystal. But the hyper relays will allow me to connect like distant parts of my empire together, which is going to be really nice. And yeah, let me get the terraforming gases going so that we terraform that a little faster. And then I can also do numismatic visualization if I had additional edicts funds. I guess I shouldn't have bought that because I'm not really using it. Oh well. Oh, slave market. Wow, the Lazabadas, you're discounted. Put you on our homeworld. Welcome home. Let's see how we're doing on that front. So there is 130 in the Empire, and in the galaxy, all the way down, there's 138. The other thing I could do now is to change the living standards up to Utopian abundance or academic privilege. So the benefit of academic privilege is rulers and specialists' happiness will go up, and the pop will produce more science, unless there's a consumer good deficit. So if I consider increasing the living standards, I would focus on raising my consumer goods, but I definitely have the ability to do that. Should we change the living standards? Yes or no? And I'll read off the other ones as well. So if I went up to social welfare, the pop of every tier has happiness increase, but the consumer goods goes up for the requirements. And then the ruler's political power and the specialist political power goes up. Workers' political power, not so much. And the Utopian abundance is everyone becomes a lot happier, but there's a lot more consumer goods deficit. And then the unemployed pops have normal happiness. Normally they are unhappy. So this sort of keeps you from having rebellions due to lack of work or something like that. And seeing that the yays are winning right now, I think what I'll do is start to work on making sure that the civilian industries are supported.
Construction complete.
Oh. Okay, that's not great. Our Ambassador Corps has some time been concerned at the performance of Wanda Kearns. They were... So I'm going to recall them for retraining. They were abusing substances, which means I have fewer envoys helping in the galactic community. Because, you know, drug addicts. So you guys do want me to change the rights here, the living standards. So what living standards? We have Utopian abundance, academic privilege, the only caveat to academic privilege is it's not very egalitarian. I don't know if there's an egalitarian penalty due to adopting it. I don't think there is, but there's a little bit of worry there. Or social welfare. And if you're wondering the effects of happiness, here they are. The happier you are, the more stable you become, and then the more you produce. So there will be higher immigration pull, higher trade value, higher resources from jobs due to pop approval ratings and all that. So there's
Technology discovered.
active benefits to having a really happy populace. It's really expensive, however. Comes at a high cost. So I did just get moat harvesting, but I don't think I have any moats in my entire empire. So we're gonna have to make. Oh no, there's some here at Marath, but I don't have Marath annexed, so I'll just go add Marath to my. Oh no, I can't do that because that's controlled by the. Never mind. Definitely don't do that, or I'll have the Fallen Empire go to war with me. That would be suicide. So I'm going to start working on the hyperspace relay network. Well, you guys vote on that. And then you guys wanted me to bulwark up the Gox, correct? So negotiate the agreement. We are going to make them a bulwark. I'm going to give them unified sensors. And I'm tempted to say expansion regulated. No, I'll say expansion permitted, diplomacy independent, to be really benevolent. I could bleed them for more, obviously, because the loyalty is a really high gain. It's 2 more than what is current. So they're going to really like this. I could have them... yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them commit to offensive wars as well as defensive ones, because they are my bulwark. I don't want to tax them. So if I go to war, they go to war with me. And that will be the only sort of extra ask that I, impose upon them.
Technology discovered.
Which I am assuming they're going to accept, because it's pretty good terms. All right. Yep, they accepted. So they are a bulwark underneath me, and then we have a Stellarium underneath me. We don't have a Prospectorium, but we do have a tributary, which is kind of like mining, but instead of minerals, it's
life form.
energy credits. The defensive setting will not require them to defend you, or the offensive setting. I think it's all of the above. Let me overlook that. The subject will join you in offensive wars. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not too worried about defensive wars though, but maybe at next in 10 years I'll have all wars. But I'm mostly on the attack.
Construction complete.
Being the strongest in the galaxy, I'm more worried about them joining offensively. Any of the old vassal contracts worth tweaking? Probably not. The Stellarium is working out just fine. They have pretty much the same agreement that I have. They aren't required to join me in conflicts. The loyalty change here isn't enough for me to be able to wiggle this. What I should do is, for the Gox, I need to build a holding, which I don't have. But I can't afford to raise the research tax for the Stellarium that I have. So I'm not going to bother doing that. But, Gox, let's go to your capital and build a holding. Build a 8 agency. And it looks like you guys want Utopian abundance. This is probably going to sink my consumer goods, but, I'll work towards... Oops, that wasn't consumer goods. I'll work towards affording it. Set rights. Utopian abundance. So minus 63, and just as I suspected, yeah, it's going to sink me very, very quickly. I'm going to sell off some resources and then invest in consumer good production. So I'm going to need civilian industries on every planet that I have. Oh, I'm already making it here at Dodora. Kellion, instead of holo theaters, is going to be civilian industries. And then crabs, you're also going to be required. And I just need to keep myself afloat while I retool the economy to make more consumer goods to support the utopian abundance that we voted upon. So that I don't go into a shortage. Just buying it up pretty much as often as I'm able.
Construction complete.
Polaris is all set. Awesome. It's probably the wrong time to build hyperspace relays because of the current deficit that I'm running. So I'm going to hold off on expanding the hyperspace relay setup. So right now the priority is fix the deficit. Easy enough to understand. I'm going to change Daedora from Forge World to Consumer Goods World, Factory World. That should help out a lot as well. Especially when the civilian industries here gets built. So this will probably make a sizable dent here in a second. From negative 55 to 0. Already broke even. Okay, look at that. And that's without the extra civilian industries on the other planets. So I think, actually, Krabs, I'm going to exempt you from civilian industries and have you just focus on research. But at Kellion, I will do the civilian industries just to not be in the negatives. Oh, another slave market. All right, Kellion, I'll buy some pop. Keep pushing that up. The embassy got built, so I have an extra envoy. I still need to wait about 2 years for Wanda to be representing us in the galactic community again, due to her chemical interest. Minor artifacts are full. Let's see if I can't do anything about that. Got to use them. Use them or lose them. So there's a few things that I don't know if I want to promote things like xenophilia, which would be celebrating diversity. Discovering Elgate Insight, kind of obvious. I could also sell some to private collectors for energy credits if I'm strapped on energy credits, which I'm currently not. If I did a decision to put them on display, it does have the bureaucrat output increase, which maybe I do on my homeworld. Oh no, but I don't have bureaucrats greater than. I don't have any bureaucrats here. Never mind. So that's moot. Archaeology site. Oh, the GGU. Okay, cool. It's too far away for me to consider adding or anything. But neat. Oh, speaking of archaeology, one last hope. Built into the floating iceberg itself is a hulking black cuboid made out of the same alloy as the wreckage of the space fleet above. Our glacial specialists state that the analysis of the iceberg dates to its formation at least 1,000 years ago, though it's supposedly hard to tell with alien atmospheres. Scans of the interior of the structure show quite a few biological readings, therefore using disruptive tools is inadvisable. The team will have to traverse the frozen cliffs to what appears to be an entrance into the building. Oh. Joint died. My engineer. I'm going to hire and fire a few to see if I can't get a good engineer as a replacement. Which doesn't seem to be happening. They're all physics and societal. This one's the closest, and I'm out of Unity, so I don't like the leader that I put in, but whatever. You're going to be Snoozer. Good enough. Hopefully. So the Lavan Coalition is definitely catching up to us. The GLI, I believe, is a vassal, which is interesting that they're number 5. Let me double check on that. GLI, you are in current war with the Lavans. Got it. And you are a bulwark under Lavan? Wait, what? No, you're at war with other people. So there's currently a big war right now. Let me see. Lavan is here. So here's the Lavan Coalition. And they are... The Lavan Coalition is currently at war with... No, you're not the Lavan Coalition. Wait, what? Oh, I clicked the wrong people. So Lavan Coalition currently at war with the Ken Blessed Conclave, Zakon Sacred Empire, Glorious Hadam Hegemony, Penthulian Holy... So they're at war with a bunch of religious-based ones. So this scientist... militaristic authoritarian is at war with basically every other spiritualist empire. This is exactly why, despite the fact that I was bordering the Glebsig, and they weren't necessarily unfriendly with me, I wasn't really willing to engage with them. Because generally speaking, if they have opposite ethos from you, even if they're friendly now, they're not going to be friendly for very long. Because what ends up happening is once you start to get power players in the galaxy, people with similar ideologies will form federations and alliances and start to fight those that are othered. So it's exactly why I looked at my neighbors, the GGU and Gleibseg and Gox, and I was like, well, they're not exactly like me, which means that they're eventually going to be my enemies, inevitably. And you're only really ever going to have good, long-lasting alliances with people that have similar ethos. And this is exactly what I'm saying, because now we have the Lavan Coalition, who's like number 2 in the universe, and they're getting ganged up on by freaking everybody, right? So this proves my point, which is like, just because they're friendly now doesn't mean it's worth investing in, because it becomes ever increasingly difficult to stay friendly when they're of your ideological opposite. Not that I'm gonna go help them or anything. Definitely not. But it could mean that it's actually a good opportunity if any of my immediate neighbors are part of that war to declare a counter war. So like the Hadam Hegemony, for instance, if they are currently at war with Lavan, it means that they are weaker at home. Now I'm forced into a truce with them for another 3 years, so that's moot. But we could consider going to war with some neighbors. So I think what I'm going to do is poll on that. So here is that poll. We could either continue investing in Empire, war with neighbors. What that means is probably would either be Kelazon or Glebsig, because they're right in my backyard, and I could definitely vassalize them. If you're taking a look at like the globe here, I'm green, yellow are my vassals, so I'm building up a nice cloud around me, a nice buffer for any enemies to be rebuffed by my vassals. I could do punishment wars of pre-FTL offenders, so that would be Lavan, Naran, United Nations, the Revan Galactic Autocracy, Kalazan, anyone that abused pre-FTL, because our origin was pre-FTL and we were abused, so it's us standing up for the little guy. Or other viewer suggestions. Choice is yours.
Construction complete.
Hey! Gox is now a bulwark. MSI absolutely hates us, but Gox and GGU, their loyalty change month after month is quite high. Plus 4.4, plus 6.6. Because we are very kind in terms of negotiation deals with them. And I'd like to keep it that way. We do have a benevolent position, so I'm not going to abuse those vassals. So it looks like a punishment war of pre-FTL offenders is the popular choice, which means I ought to build up a second fleet. Because I only have one fleet. I have one fleet plus flagship, but that doesn't really count. One more minute to vote on that, and then you'll vote on the specific empire I'm going to go to war with. Ooh, wormhole travel. That's nice. Let's also get advanced shields over research complexes. Especially if I'm gearing up for war. So what planet? I'm probably my homeworld makes more science than crabs. Yeah, but barely. So actually, I'm going to roll out one more science ship. So this science ship can start poking around the wormholes. And the scientist is going to be Carefree. And their name is going to be Thomas Jade. So I've got Gathri Maelstrom, Nyamayan, and Yaval, all as potential wormholes to poke around in. You guys want punishment of pre-FTL? So let's decide the target. I'm going to skip GGU because they're underneath, it doesn't make sense, right? They're my Scholarium. So we could go to Lavan Coalition. The advantage of Lavan Coalition is they're currently at war with a whole bunch of people, and they're also number 2 in the galaxy. The disadvantage is hurting them might help the Spiritualists, because the Spiritualists are who they're currently at war with. So they kind of is the enemy of my enemy a little bit, but that's up to you. We also have the Naran United Nations. They're evangelizing zealots, so that would be a choice. We've got the of Tyrans. Hegemonic Imperialists. I'm not going to go to war with the Fallen Empire. The Kalazan. They're the closest geographically. I've also already won a war against them. And Then the Klen, the Rukarian, and the Zrakon. Man, so many abusers here. They're all spiritualists, so I think they've just been proselytizing hard. And then MSI, but obviously we already punished MSI. So if you're wondering about this, about what is entail, let's take a quick look. So the Lavans do not have a defensive pact with anyone. So if we declare war on the Lavan, they're alone. The Narans, let's analyze that. If we declare war on the Narans, they have a federation status with others, but they're not in a federation, so nobody comes to their aid. As you can see, if I declare war, as you can see, no defenders other than them. I guess that's probably a faster way to check. So the Avtirans, if I declare war on them, a lot of defenders come to their aid. The Lavans, the GLI, and the Kalazan, because they have defensive pacts, presumably. Or no, they are vassalized by others, so the whole structure of vassals come to their defense. Kalazan, again, same structure, comes to their defense. Not that matters to me, right? I can fight them all. Who cares? Klen, I can't even declare war on because I'm in a truce of ideologies, but only for like another year and a half ish. Ricarians, the same truce of ideologies, same year and a half. And then there's Zrakon, probably the same thing. Truce of ideologies. All right, so you guys pick while I roll out a second fleet. One more minute to vote on that. Militarist Readiness Act. Nice. Got passed.
Technology discovered.
But we are currently in breach of the law because I don't have enough ships. That's funny. I'm making them, so I'm not worried about it. I'll do Sonic Theory for the Empire size for Pops. That will help with our research and traditions. I hate doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we're currently in breach because we just passed a galactic community proposal that requires everybody in the galaxy to be using a certain percentage of their naval capacity. One easy way to avoid that is just to delete my anchorages or to expand the fleets. Deleting the anchorages are obviously easier, but we need... Oh, no, that's not true. Galactic members that are not vassals of another empire are using less than half of their naval capacity. Wait, I'm not in breach of that. I'm using 104 out of 177. That's greater than half. Whatever, you're bad at math. But it looks like you guys want to go to war with Kalazan. And there goes my research agreements. You know, I might be blamed for being in breach because of the... No, but my vassals shouldn't be... Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know why it says I'm in breach, but I don't think I am. I think that was a bug because the breach notice went away. It was just being silly. So let me quickly analyze, if I go to war with Kalazan, who comes? So the Kalazan have pathetic fleet power compared to me, so that's really not a threat. The Lavan Coalition is in a defensive pact with them, and they have equivalent fleet power, but they're currently in a bunch of other wars, so they're probably pretty busy, I'd imagine. And then the Avtirans come to help, and they're pathetic, so they're not a consideration. And then the GLI are also pathetic. So it's really only the Lavans. So let's get our troops in position for a war against Kelazon. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Our first punishment war. I've never fought one of these types of wars before because they're new. What was it going to have the scientists do? Oh, the wormholes. Right. How big's my bulwark fleet? Probably tiny, because I just crushed them. Let's see. Pathetic. So, yeah, tiny. Current priority is punish Kelazon for abusing pre-FTL worlds. We have set up base camp at the supposed entrance to the facility here on Polaris 2. Already, we have discovered something that looks like writing inscribed on the walls of the building. Now we will begin the long and arduous process of opening the door without damaging whatever's inside. At the same time, our xenolinguists attempt to translate the dead language of the inscriptions. It's also... No, it's still pretty a long ways off from being terraformed. I'm not going to worry about a colony ship just yet. Ooh, my admiral's leveling up. Speaking of which, Spark of Genius. So, Thomas Jade, I'm just going to make you the new Spark of Genius. Oh, no, not Thomas Jade. Snoozer. Sorry. Snoozer, I'm just going to make you the new Spark of Genius person. Because they're, I'm just swapping you. I love me some Spark of Genius. So now I have 2 geniuses and a hired curator as my primary researchers. That works for me. I also have the ability to modify my own species a bit to remove Wasteful and Sedentary. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to create the template and then apply it everywhere on my own planets.
Updated.
It'll take 22 months, but we're removing all of our weaknesses. Yoda needs a treat. There he goes. Happy little Yoda. Treated like a king. Stability on my worlds is remarkably high. Because of the new Utopian abundance. 90% pop approval rating, and the ones that aren't approving are almost certainly the xenophobic militarists, that faction, because I'm not catering to them like at all, and therefore they have every right to be upset. Taking a look at the factions here, there's 22 people that belong to factions that are being suppressed. There's 11 xenophobic militarists and 11 authoritarian militarists, which is funny because I have 0 interest supposedly in authoritarianism and 0 interest or 2% interest in xenophobe. But nope, those factions exist. I'm going to need deep space black sites to deal with that. So this wormhole connects to Klen Blessed Conclave. Alright. I don't think I'm going to be welcome on the other side of this, I'd imagine. Yeah, closed borders. I'm going to make sure that they have closed borders to me, so they can't come in. Yeah, okay. It's closed. And this scientist will search this one. One of the things I didn't do is my army, when they were last attacked, I have not replenished their numbers. I'm going to recruit some assault armies near Kellyan, which is closest to the front, to be able to replace the... Or I'll do 2 from Kellyan, 2 from Daedora. That's close enough to replace the troops that I lost. Fleets are almost in position. Second fleet is in position. The recovered assets in position, and first fleet is about to be in position. Railguns. Always good to have better guns. Now the real question is, should I claim anything? I don't think... I think I just want this as a straight-up punishment war. I'm not going to make any claims. It's just going to be a stop atrocities punishment. So is everyone in position? Almost. Close enough.
They are a threat to democracy.
Alright. So if I win, Kelazon Republic is humiliated. Their empire influence gain is decreased. They revoke all claims on my system. Their policies are forcibly changed to slavery prohibited, purge prohibited, pre-FTL interference set to non-interference. Dang. That's cool. Now let's force it. And I am going to celebrate in diversity to try to counter the xenophobes. Not that we are xenophilic, but at least it will counter it pretty well. That reminds me, is enough time passed for the curators to learn about the L-gates? Yes, but I need to pay them. So that's L-gate, I think, 3 out of 7? 4 out of 7. I'm even further. Cool. But the cooldown on the relics, or the buying the L-gate insight, is still on cooldown. Yeah, I'm subjugating those that subjugate others. Exactly.
Engaging enemy station.
All in the name of being friendly. Look at all the cruisers fan out. That was kind of cool. Well, one station down. Many to go. I actually don't know what the war score. So it's just 100. Okay. That's not absurd. Sometimes the war score for wars are like way more than 100. Becomes really, really challenging to fulfill. And they're leaving behind debris of stuff I want. Unfortunately, I don't have a science ship anywhere nearby.
Engaging enemy station.
I think what I'll do is just build a science ship without a scientist in it. And then I can have this scientist here Thomas Jade, jump between the two ships because you can relocate them free. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris First Contact, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 21st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Stellaris players.